What is goody in the hoodie, guys? Happy Monday and happy after hours, guys. Grab a drink, grab a matcha, grab a cocktail, grab a coffee, and grab a water because, yeah, the show started. Hope you are well. Hope everybody is having an amazing start to their week. I had a phenomenal weekend. And honestly, just being around my friends, I went out with my cousin, actually, and we went to a comedy show. It was so good. And I have to give it to comedians. Like, to try and hold the attention of people for a whole hour is very difficult. So shout out him. I also went to I'm a piano, you say? Piano. Camo, who is an amazing DJ from South Africa. She had an event at Soho House. And I have to say that I'm a piano bandit. And I'm not afraid to say it. I think it's shocking to me because I am somebody who, I love Afrobeats through and through, and I'm a Nigerian woman, but I have to say, I think I have more I'm a piano on my playlist than I do Nigerian music. The I'm a piano girls are killing it. So yeah, that's what I did this weekend. It was lovely. The sun is out. The weather is tea. Everything's amazing. But guys, come. Let's have a discussion because, guys, the internet has been in a frenzy this weekend because Meg Thee Stallion and basketball player Klay Thompson are over. It's finished. It's over. Meg Thee Stallion went on her Instagram to say this on her stories. Cheating? Had me around your whole family playing house? Got cold feet? Holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatments towards me during your basketball season, and now you don't know if you could be monogamous? Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. So she came on her Instagram story to say that on the black screen. And you know what? Yeah, when a girl goes on a black screen, you know she means it. That's from the heart. A black screen response is like a very emotional, like, it's like something happened that fueled me to start. Like, that's an emotional breakdown. A black screen on Instagram, a black screen on socials with even, sometimes you might not even get the punctuation right. You might not even get the punctuation right, but it comes from the heart. I am so upset for Meg Thee Stallion. I'm so upset for Meg Thee Stallion because you give a guy who's not your usual type a chance, and they will always remind you that a man will be a man no matter the breed of dog. A dog will always be a dog no matter the breed. Because Klay Thompson is very far removed from anything that she's ever dated before. He's goofy looking. He can't really dress. He sounds like a nerd. He looks like he watches anime and does all this goofy shit. Like, he looks like the type of guy that somebody would be like, oh, he's a good guy. He's safe. He's not a gangster. He doesn't do jewelry. He doesn't do this. Like, you would think that that's the type of guy that, okay, you go for him because those are usually the nice guys that don't really get attention from women. But a dog will always be a dog no matter the breed. That's why when all of this came out and people were like, oh my God, like, how could he do that? I'm like, why are we all surprised? I don't think, if there was a story of a man who made a pole made out of metal so he can f it and marry it, I wouldn't be surprised. If there was a story that came out that a man wanted to marry a carpet and put a hole in the carpet and started shagging the carpet every day, I wouldn't be surprised because there is nothing a man does. There is nothing a man can do in this life that will shock me because I've heard it all. From guys having sex with corpses, to animals, to somebody who wants to marry his car, to somebody. When it comes to guys, I've heard it all. So the shock that everybody is feeling right now, my shock is capped. I'm really sad for Meg Thee Stallion because after her other breakup with Pardy, and it was so public and it was so messy and he was going on radio and saying all these things, and I think he made some indirects on songs that nobody listened to. For her to, like, when a woman goes through such a public humiliation ritual with a man, the next man that she pulls up with, we are all just sitting there just praying for the best, like, please let this be a good one. Because we've seen how this girl has suffered in the first relationship and now she's in a new relationship. We hope that this is the Cinderella story that she gets. It's kind of the same thing with Cardi B, where she had her whole drama and palaver with Offset. She now got with Stefan Diggs, and we're now like, okay, cool, yes, like, you know, we've seen you go through the first situation that was really toxic and really ugly, and there was kids involved. Now we see you in another relationship getting loved on. This is your moment. Yes, this is your Ciara moment where you go out with a trash future, and then the next guy you have is a phenomenal prince. And it's like, but when you start having when you start seeing your girl being in relationships that just serially end in hell, it's a tough watch. It's hard. It's heartbreaking, because where is the light at the end of the tunnel? And I have to commend people like Meg Thee Stallion and also Cardi B, because the amount of times they've been through stuff, I personally would not be showing any again in my life. The amount of times Cardi B has fallen down and gone back up and has been public with her husband. Listen, if I went into a situation that a man publicly disgraced me, the next person I date, I'm sorry, we're linking up in a hole in the ground. We're meeting up in a hole in the floor. Because at least if this one now wants to disgrace you, nobody knows about it. But I feel like the lover girls are really going through so much right now, because we want to love loud and we want to love proud. But every time we do love loud and proud, there's always a man that's willing to disgrace us and embarrass us. It's tough. It's really, really tough. And my heart really goes out to her. It's such a hard watch. It's such a hard watch. And another thing, after the story, so after she put the story on Instagram, one of her reps told TMZ that Meg Thee Stallion has stated, "I've made the decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiables for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity." And in the midst of all of this, she's also on tour doing Moulin Rouge. I saw a video of her on stage, and obviously amidst all these things happen, I believe she had a show that night, and she was literally on stage crying. Because guess what? When you are a woman that has shit for yourself, you have to go through heartbreak and you have to go through all these emotional states and still show up. When do you have time for yourself? When do you have time to process what's happening? You don't have the luxury of just hiding and crying for weeks. You got to be on camera, baby. You got to be on a show. You got to do these things. So honestly, like, having to just perform and having to work whilst the whole world knows that you're going through a heartbreak, and then on top of that, you're also processing the heartbreak and the betrayal. Girl, it's not easy. It's not easy. The moral of the story for me, guys, is pick yourself first. You can cook for a man, you can clean for a man, you can wipe the poo in his bum. He will always choose himself. That's a fact. And I have to commend men for that, because I feel like men understand the art of being selfish. I feel like they can love a woman, yes, but they will never love a woman more than they love themselves, because you will see it in their actions. Because I think for you to cheat on a person, there's no consideration for your partner, your partner's feelings, how they feel about yourself. All you are thinking about in that moment is yourself and your penis and your self-indulgence. And I have to give it to guys. I wish women were if women were more selfish with men, we wouldn't have to go through some of the stuff we go through, because a man will always choose himself. A man will always choose his penis. Whether he loves you or doesn't love you, he will love himself first, regardless of if he wants to admit it or not admit it. Because at the end of the day, you were there cooking, cleaning, wiping, supporting him, being in his emotional punching bag, and you're going through all this stuff, Meg, and still yet he's looking at you, seeing doing those things, and he's still thinking, you know what? There's things. And let me tell you something. Unfortunately, when you are a woman of high caliber, you need to be very careful of the guys that you date. A lot of these guys are looking for women that boost their social status and image. We didn't know Klay Thompson. We didn't know Klay Thompson before Meg Thee Stallion. We didn't know Stefan Diggs before Cardi B. And while these guys have more money than these girls have social and global influence. Meg Thee Stallion made Klay a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. Cardi B made Stefan Diggs a global star, whether he wants to admit or not. These men like to use these women for come-ups and for social status, because, like, don't ever get it twisted, girls. Social currency is still a currency. Social currency is, if you are well known in your circle and you are well respected, a guy can use that for social come up because being with you makes him look good. Being with you makes him look like he's somebody like, oh, like if Meg Thee Stallion is dating him, he must be popping. He must be giving guys. You need to be very, very careful because guys are users just like girls. I would even say more. A guy knows when he has a woman that he can use to make himself look better. And I think sometimes the insecurity that we have in ourselves do not allow us to see what we are actually worth, what our currency is. But a man can see it. A man can see your value economically before you. And it does not even need to be money. It's status, it's reputation, it's do you look good? Like when you're around his friends, how does you standing next to him make him feel and look? But because a lot of us are insecure, a lot of us don't see ourselves the way the outside sees us. That's why a guy can pick you and you could be like, oh my God, he picked me. He's a money man. He's this. No, he picked you because you have status, because you have social currency, and because you're that bitch. And he knows that if I'm standing next to that bitch, that makes me that man. And one thing about they like to look like a bigger man next to the next. Beside the next. Who they came to see me? Who came to that beat? Don't let me get up off of my feet. Don't let me. Yeah. Who let the ghouls all of that house? Do you know what? Shout out to Beyonce, man. Beyonce is somebody. I was listening to My House this morning, and that was from the Renaissance album, and I was like, I still don't think we even took in how good that album was. That album was absolutely phenomenal. But this past Saturday, it was the 25th anniversary of Destiny Child's Survivor on Saturday. Guys, can you believe it's been 25 years? As in, when I think about it, I was 2 when that song came out, which means that around the time I was 12, songs like I'm a Survivor, Bills, Bills, Bills would have been 10 years old already. But those are some songs that are so integrated into my childhood and identity, almost like it had the same buzz that it had 10 years ago, but when I was 10, even now, to be honest, because facts, bills, 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 can't pay my telephone bills, can't pay my automobiles. If you did, then maybe we could chill. Like it still stands. The lyric still stands. Beyonce came on Instagram to celebrate this, and she put in her captions along with an amazing video to my soul sisters. I thank you, God. I thank God for you both. It's an honor to sing through life with you ladies by my side. Behind the curtains, beyond the lights, forever my angels. That is amazing. And you know what? Yeah, again, sisterhood, girlhood, like just imagine having a friendship group that you've known for like majority of your life. I'm looking at the list of songs from the album. Survivor, Independent Woman, Part 1 and 2, Booty. Guys, I had no business singing Bootylicious when I was 12 years old. And my body too beautylicious for you, babe. Because I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Why at 12 years old was I thinking, I don't think you're ready for this jelly? Do you know what I think it was? I think I was probably manifesting. You know when you say speak into existence? I was probably speaking into my older woman body. I was, you know when they say that you are what you speak yourself to be? So I was speaking Bootylicious into my existence, so much so that as I got older, that's how the bum formed. Because if I look at myself in my adult years, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Let me show you. I don't think, can I stand up? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Sorry, I don't want to break the table. My leg has even hurt me. I went to the gym. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Not me having to stand up to prove to the people that I have the jelly that they're not ready for. Anyways, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Also, guys, how are we feeling about, okay, I know the 2000s was a different time, but are we going to talk about Nasty Girl or are we going to just let it go because it's Beyonce and co? Are we going to let go of Nasty Girl? Because that song, wait, let me put the Nasty, put your clothes on. I told you, don't walk out your. Are we going to like leave them alone for that? Or are we going to have a little accountability session. But I guess it comes from a different time. I mean, the early 2000s were very much. But you know what? Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I love a little hooch, but some of you girls still be doing too much. I agree. Okay, wait, let me look at the lyrics. Nasty, put some clothes on, I told you. Don't walk out your house without your clothes on, I told you. Girl, what you thinking about looking that too down? These men don't want no hot female that's been around the block female, you nasty girl. I mean, did they lie? I am for hoochie mama. I'm for hoochie mama-isms through and true. The mini skirt, the little crop tops, the little boots, but I think there's a way where you hooch out and it's still sexy. There's a way you hooch out and it's like, I'm hooching, but I'm not selling front. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a balance. I'm not sure what the dress code was for this time. Guys. Oh my God, I forgot to even mention, it's been marathon weekend in London. The girlies have been jogging, the girlies have been frogging. I've been seeing it all over the socials. Now, the only reason why I knew that it was marathon minus the socials is because I wanted to go to Canary Wharf to pick up something, and I got in an Uber, and because of the marathon, they had blocked off all the roads, which was so annoying. It was so annoying. I wanted to get something for my grandma, and all the roads were blocked off. And it was very frustrating. But shout out to all the girlies, all the skinny legends, all the athletic queens, all the tight waist water bottle holding, Nike shorts wearing, matching two-piece swagging out girls. Period. I'm really proud of you guys. Running a marathon is not easy. I even saw Cynthia Erivo. She ran the marathon in under 3 hours, or was it around 3 hours? Absolutely phenomenal, considering the fact that she's in a one-woman play right now. She's hustling. She's doing so many things. And you had time to train and complete a marathon. Yeah, she ate that shit. I feel like for me, one day, I don't think I would do a marathon, but I think I would do something marathon adjacent. Like, I think as I'm getting closer to 30, you want to start doing things that make you feel alive. I think a marathon is very meh. I might go on like a reality show or something. I might do something crazy like that. But I think in terms of a marathon, girl, I'm not ready for that. I've literally been managing, guys. I'm still doing my climbs every morning. I did it this morning. The level 7, climbing, 20 minutes. Like, I'm getting there. But in terms of doing a whole marathon, settle down. But yeah, congratulations to everyone that got that done. I just want to say one more thing before we go. I saw something on the internet that the Daily Mail posted. A BBL influencer 32 mowed down by car outside Soho nightclub dies. So people are really, really annoyed and are upset, and they're cussing out the Daily Mail for this one, saying that why would you call her a BBL influencer? It's insensitive. And I think that it is so insensitive and it is horrible, but also before the Daily Mail called her a BBL influencer, a lot of people outside of the Daily Mail, normal people, were calling her a BBL influencer. And I think if conversations within our community, if you don't respect conversations within our community with ourselves, if these conversations within our community are not respected by us, how would you expect a major conglomerate, a mainstream tabloid platform to respect those stories? This is a very, very sensitive story that has affected a lot of people, and somebody has died, okay? So when I was originally reading the stories and obviously people were talking about the girls crashing out and obviously Rael ran over Claudia, nobody was really discussing the actual horrific nature of the actual attack. A lot of the conversation was like, yeah, that's why you BBL girls. What does the BBL have to do with the fact that somebody else attacked somebody else? What does the BBL have to do? It's so irrelevant. But people, as soon as this conversation happened, as soon as this situation happened, the conversation started moving to BBL. And I think, and none of them have anything to do with each other. Because girlies without BBLs is crashing out. Girlies with BBLs are crashing out. So the nature of the conversation got completely removed by people trying to be funny and make digs and make nasty comments about two women and their choices that they've done with their bodies. Another thing, again, God, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Because I think a lot of those, what did the BBL have to do with the fact that somebody's died? Or the fact that somebody was angry enough and lost control of their emotions to the level of killing another person? What does their bum cheeks have to do with it? So now people are now upset about the Daily Mail, but it wasn't the Daily Mail that was making these comments and remarks. It was people within our community that were making those remarks. There are so many lessons that we could take from this outside of what people are doing with their bodies. For example, emotional control. For example, conflict resolution. For example, we don't need to be I don't understand how we are in a society why is it in our grown age that the result is tussling? Yeah, I haven't had a tussle since I was 18. Not because bitches don't deserve to get slapped up, but because when you're an adult, there is a way that you resolve conflict that's different to when you're a child. This, I'm going to pull up and start, we might say it, we might say I'm going to slap her out, but we don't really mean it. Do you know what I mean? There were so many other things and lessons that people could have taken from that is BBL that people wanted to take from. I don't know. So anyways, that is, yes, we hadn't reported it on the show, but unfortunately, Claudia, who was the girl that got run over, she has unfortunately passed away, which is super, super sad. So now we have a woman, Rael, who is basically getting charged for murder. She's getting charged for murder, and yeah, it's really sad. But I think there were better lessons that we could have taken from this than, oh yeah, that's why you don't ask man for money and BB, babe. Anyways, right, guys, let's get into dilemmas. Thank you guys for sending your dilemmas in. Thank you for trusting me with your issues and your problems, and I hope that we can get to the bottom of these things. So let's go. First one. Hot and cold guy. I went on a date with this guy and he's genuinely cute and funny. When we talk, he's super flirty and replies fast, but then he disappears for days, even though I can see he's active on socials. It's confusing because when he is present, the vibe is great, but the inconsistency is throwing me off. I can't tell if he's just not that interested or playing it cool. Do I wait it out and see what happens or cut my losses now? And if I do move on, how do I even start finding someone new? Okay, the mistake you made, baby girl, is that you put your eggs in one basket. You're too bothered. You're waiting for a guy, he's taking days to reply to you is because he's the only one that you're talking to, which is a rookie mistake. You need to have another guy, two more, that you're in conversation with and you're vibing and you're getting to know, so that if you let him disappear for 7 days, you won't even notice because you're speaking to two other guys. I think the big problem that the ladies have is that when we are dating, we date singular. And the girlies are going to come to me and be like, oh my God, Joyce, but I don't have the capacity to date multiple people and I only want to focus on one person. Good luck. That's the results. Now you're sitting there. Now, the fact that you even have consciousness that he's not replied to you is the problem. The fact that you even you should be like, oh shit, how's Luke? Oh shit, I've not spoken to 3 days. I hope he's well. It's not something that you're supposed to be sitting and doting and waiting for someone to reply to you and checking his social media. It should really be an unbothered thing because you're busy and you got other things. You're not busy enough. If you have the awareness of every minute and second that someone has not replied to you, you're not busy enough and you don't have enough things. You don't have enough things. So, and again, too much emotion. He hasn't done anything. So this message, do I find out and see what happens or cut my losses? What losses? All you've done is chat. All you've done is had a giggle. Doesn't seem like you went on one date. You chat here and there. So what losses are you really cutting? I'm not seeing any sort of emotional investment on his part to be okay, now I can really it doesn't really seem like much is happening here. The inconsistency is that he's probably talking to other people and he's busy. And that's not, guys don't be playing games. Guys don't be playing games. I'm telling you this, guys. When a guy wants you, you will know. If a guy is blowing hot and cold with you, he doesn't want you like that. He might like you, he might think you're cute, but he don't want you like that. I always say, what would a man do if Rihanna was in the room? No one is playing games with Rihanna. No one is blowing hot and cold with Rihanna. What's we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you good? Yeah. When do you want to see you? And this is coming from I've had this experience before to know. I think the problem is the girls haven't had the experience yet. When you have an experience of a man that will, if he would twist his nose for you and lick the crust in between your toe. When you have a man like that, you won't be asking this question. You will know when a guy likes you. You guy likes you. Okay, next one. So I was in a 5-year relationship that started at 18. When we broke up, I wanted to explore, but thought we might find our way back. During that time, I met a guy and was clear I only wanted something casual. He agreed, but then started treating me like a girlfriend, dates, gifts, effort. He even said he loves me after 3 months, but I didn't take it seriously because I was stuck on my ex. A year later, I fully ended things with my ex and decided to give him a real chance. We agreed to be exclusive. 2 months in, I found out he was still talking to other girls after we made it official. He lied about it at first and apologized, removed some girls and said he changed, but didn't fully clean up his socials and since has added more privacy to his phone. He's more attentive now, but I can't tell if it's real growth or damage control. Can I actually trust him, especially going into summer, or is it my key sign to walk away? So is he your boyfriend? We agreed to be exclusive 2 months in. Girls, I don't believe in exclusivity. I don't believe it. Are you my boyfriend or you're not my boyfriend? This exclusivity, situationship, single, situationship, exclusivity, more than exclusivity, exclusivity, Tiana, boyfriend. No, we're not doing all that. Guys, we're not doing that. It's either you're my boyfriend or not my boyfriend. Good night. I'm not chasing commitment from a man. You are not chasing commitment from a man, okay? But you also need a man to feel like you have options and things who are willing to be committed, not exclusive, committed. You still not wanting to be my boyfriend, but telling me we are going to exclusively be having sex and do everything within the remit of what a relationship is not given. He buys you gifts, he buys you stuff, but you want to be exclusive. And exclusive could just be sex. What is the definition of exclusive? Okay, we are only having sex with each other, but he might think it's okay that he's talking to other girls and, keeping his options open and making friends as they do. Also, another thing is that if you are with a partner that cannot respect your boundaries, that's a red flag. If you have been caught doing something, you were caught talking to other girls. I told you to remove those girls, and you are still finding difficulty to remove those girls. Again, a man will always prioritize his own happiness. The man was caught talking to other girls. What would make you happy is for him to remove those girls. He doesn't want to do that, and he's even tightened up the privacy in his phone. That is a red flag. That is cause to bounce out. If you want to have something that's committed, your only option, ladies, is are we doing this or we're not doing this? We're not doing situationships anymore. We're not doing, we're not doing that, girls. Are we doing, and if you don't want to do this, that's fine. But I'm outside. We're exclusively, I need to see. Listen, a guy knows when he wants to be with you, okay? A lot of the boys right now are in a place where they want to have their cake and eat it. They want the benefits of what it comes with being with you without the responsibility, without the commitment. We're not doing that anymore, ladies. It's a done deal. I don't want it for my girls. You as well. All this hunting for, trust me, the man that wants to be your boyfriend will be your boyfriend. Trust me, you won't have to guess. All the guessing, the only result is that he doesn't want to be your boyfriend. He doesn't want to. Or he likes you, but not enough to make you his girlfriend. Or he likes you, but he also wants to keep his options open. Ladies, do the same. Do the same. Do the same. I've been seeing this guy and everything on paper is amazing. He's thoughtful, generous, our dates are 10 out of 10 and he connects and we generally connect. The only issue is I'm not feeling that sexual attraction. His pictures made me think he's my type, but in person, he looks quite different and I can't shake that feeling. Now I'm stuck between logic and chemistry. He could be an incredible long-term partner, which is something I'm thinking about more than my late 20s, but I don't feel that physical pull. I don't know if attraction can grow over time or if I'm forcing it because he should be right for me. He should be right for me. Also, part of me feels a bit misled by his photos. Do I keep going to see if it develops or trust that it's a missing piece I can't ignore? Like, I love you so much, girl, because you said the exact same thing that I was going to say. It's really about logic and chemistry. I believe that when women are looking for their lifetime partner, there are things that you need to look for that are going to differ from the man that you actually want. I always say there's a difference between the man that you want and the man that you need. The man that you want could be sexy. The man that you want could be designer dripping, looking delicious, goes to gym every day, looks amazing on your arm, but he has financial illiteracy. That's what I was talking about the other day. Oh yeah, the whole viral thing where I was talking about, what did I even say? Oh, there was something I said and everybody was like, Joyce has changed. Just like, no, because I'm at the age now where the guy that I want is different to the guy that I need. I love the bottle poppers. To this day, I still love the bottle poppers. Am I going to marry a bottle popper? That would be very stupid of me. Guys do it too. They love the hose. They love the hose. They'll go out with the hose. They'll spend on the hose. They'll treat with the hose. But then, don't you always find that a guy would have all these babes, but the one he marries, you're looking at, and respectfully, you usually look at the girl that he marries and you're like, that's interesting. That is not the type of woman I thought you'd go for. But let me tell you something about that woman, the demure woman, or the one that's not the sexy one, or the one that's where you will find her, where you will meet her, you will find her. Where you leave her, you'll find her. She knows how to look after the house. She doesn't ask for much. That's why if you look at a lot of these guys that are cheating, the woman at home, the pick-me-sha, she be wearing boo-boo. She be carrying boo-boo. She be looking like a big mommy. No flicky dicky. Remember that woman, what's his name? The dating coach. And Auntie was wearing the headscarf of salvation. She was even posing like this. She was even going quiet like this. She was holding her shoulders while her man was disgracing her in the street. And the babe that he was cheating on with was one mini skirt's breast and the tattoo on the breast looking type girl, because guys understand that there's a woman that you want and there's a woman that you need. They are two different categories. Women don't do the same thing. You cannot marry the bottle popper. You cannot marry the rapper. You cannot marry the football. You have a good time with them. You pick up the bag. You go to Saint-Tropez. You go to Mykonos. But you're never going to wife them. You don't wife the bottle poppers. They're for a good time. When you start getting to those ages now, when you get to those ages where you're looking for your husband, you're looking for your partner, you need to start looking at certain characteristics. Oh yes, I said my husband is not going to be spending 10K in the club. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna not have a 10K night in the club. That doesn't mean I don't love the bottle poppers and I won't sit on the table but I know that outside, I'm not gonna fall in love. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna shake her leg with my bitches, but I'm not gonna fall in love. The man I'm gonna fall in love with has financial literacy. He's a sensible guy. He doesn't like to go out every weekend. He's a God-fearing man. He knows how to look after his family already, which means if I have a family with him, I'm gonna be safe. Safety. He's organized, he's routined, he's scheduled. Those are the stuff fine boy, more time. Fine boy, no pay. Fine boy is not gonna pay in the long run. Fine boy is a good time. Fine boy we look good with. Fine boy we have... Well, is fine boy going to be your husband? Those are not the characteristics, girls. And I think we need to start getting that right. Get it right. Don't wife the hose. They will say, don't wife the hose, don't wife the hose. Good. You two, don't wife the bottle poppers. Back to this dilemma. Marry the man you need, not the man you want. If you know you still have it in your system to date fine boys, leave this boy alone. You're not ready for marriage yet. You want sexy, you want to do hot boy, go and see those ones that will be looking in the mirror like this, the bicep, they'll be looking at bicep. They will spend 5 hours, they'll go and find that one. Go and play with them, 5 hours in the gym. You know, they'll be working out, they'll be pumping. Those are not the ones you marry. But you have fun. If you wanna get out of your system and you haven't, you need to get I need to date a buff thing out of your system, and I need one fine boy. If you want to do that, go and do that. Enjoy yourself, have a good time. But when it comes to that time where MJ, I'm looking for a husband, please, your mind must change. Your mind must change. I randomly followed this really attractive basketball player on IG for fun, and he followed me back almost instantly. Later, I saw him at a club. We made eye contact and eventually came up to me. We clicked straight away, spent the whole night together, and he ended up going back to mine. The vibe was honestly amazing. We were close all night, talking, laughing, and hooking up. He even messaged me after I left the club and wished me happy birthday. Since then, things have gone quiet. I don't want to come across like I'm chasing him, especially because I feel like he probably has a lot of options, but I do want to see him again. How do I reach out without looking desperate? You can't. You can't reach out without looking desperate. You lost the game. You've lost the battle, sis. You've lost the battle. You've lost the battle. You hooked up with him. It's done. So here's the thing. If you want to have a good time with a guy because, you just need to blow steam, whatever, he's sexy, he's a basketball player, I'm having fun, whatever. If that's what you want to do, fine. But usually, when a girl gives up too quickly, too easy, in a man's mind, he's already conquered you and now he's lost interest and he's moved on to the next one. That's what usually tends to happen, not even unfortunately, because at the end of the day, you wanted to have fun, you had a good night, you found the guy attractive, and, things happen. It is what it is. But in terms of what comes after that, you need to detach from the situation. It's done now. And if he wants to approach you and if he wants to spend time with you, he will find you. And if he doesn't, you move on. Especially after you shoot your shot, you followed him. The worst thing you can do is try to prove to a man that you are deserving of his time. Trust and believe. If he wanted to talk to you, he would. So anything you do after this, if you're reaching out to him, is already desperate. There's no other way. If you like all his pictures, it's not given, okay? It's not given. So you need to chop it. And you need to move on. That's my advice. You need to chop it and move on. Right, guys, that was the end of Dilemmas and the end of an incredible episode. Guys, if you want to get involved in our Dilemmas segment, please make sure that you put it in the description on our forms. I'm really, really grateful for you guys. I love you guys so, so much. We're going to be back on Wednesday with another episode of Cocktails and Takeaways. Don't go anywhere. And if you are not part of our Patreon community, please lock into the Patreon, guys. I love you so much. Have a fantastic week, day, everything. Love you. Mwah.